In the case of Sardar Udham and the role that I played in the film, I think the focus was on the human side of these people. Like we know about the events, we know about the big steps that they took and laid their lives on the line. So when I met Shurji sir, I realized that that's exactly what he was getting at. He was like I said, he was trying to get the boyishness of these people and try and depict their daily lives, the fun and banter and the passion that they had as young boys. A lot of us in this generation have put their pictures up on the walls and we worship them as if they were gods. So we have separated them from ourselves. We look like, yeah, ye look great the, okay. But the idea being that they were people who did great things. So people like us can also aspire and be inspired by that. And then when I saw myself with the whole look, I was surprised to see how much similarity there was in the actual pictures. There aren't many pictures, but whatever couple of pictures that exist. So before this, I'd done more comedies and stuff like that. So people then only look at you that way. I love Chitwan as much as I love anything else. Of course, that character has given me a lot. And we've done 3 seasons of Tripling, and hopefully we'll keep doing more and more. We're trying to do the 4th season now. Yeah, hopefully soon. Baba, you're beautiful.
Hi, I'm Pooja from India Today, and it's so honored to be with you today. Can you please tell me about this iconic role of Bhagat Singh that you have played? How did you prepare for it actually?
See, I'm a very small person to talk about the figure himself, because he has such a lasting impact on the imagination of the Indian public and the freedom fight movement. I think in this case, in the case of Sardar Udham and the role that I played in the film, I think the focus was on the human side of these people. Like we know about the events, we know about the big steps that they took and laid their lives on the line. But the idea is also to humanize them. At the end of the day, they were human beings. In case of Shahid Bhagat Singh, he was a 21-year-old boy when you see him in the film. Like at 23, he was martyred. So I think Shurji sir's vision was to humanize these people, to show the human side, to show that these were, at the end of the day, 21-year-old boys. Of course, they were well-read, they were passionate, they had big ideas and great ideas about the nation and the freedom movement. But at the same time, they were 21-year-old, and they had a boyish spirit, they had optimism, they wanted to have fun, they wanted to enjoy, they would pull pranks on each other, they love to eat, they love to enjoy themselves. And I think when you see that side of these people is when you actually feel the weight of their loss. When you see that they were as human as we are, but they did great things. So that is, I believe, a more inspiring way to look at these people, because that shows people that they were extraordinary in the things they did, but they were also ordinary people at the end of the day. So any of us can be great, but as long as we stick to our convictions, as long as we are able to put our egos and our selfish interests aside and work towards a bigger goal, it is possible to be that great. They are not, they're not supernatural figures. So the first meeting when Shurji sir was explaining to me what he wanted to do with this character and the film is that, what has happened is ki a lot of us in this generation have put their pictures up on the walls and we worship them as if they were gods. So we have separated them from ourselves. We look like, yeah, ye look great the, okay. But the idea being that they were people who did great things. So people like us can also aspire and be inspired by that and stand by our convictions and fight for justice, fight for equality, fight for liberty, which is exactly what they were doing at that time.
So, what was the first reaction that you had when this offer came out to you?
I was a little surprised, honestly, because I also had a certain image in my head. I'd grown up watching a lot of films with Bhagat Singh in the film, like on him, with him. So there was a certain image that I had also formed. So I was surprised that somebody would cast me, because we've seen actors who look slightly different or older play these parts. But when I met Shurji sir, I realized that that's exactly what he was getting at. he was, like I said, he was trying to get
That
the boyishness
yes,
of
yes.
these people and try and depict their daily lives. You know, the fun and banter and the passion that they had as young boys. So my first reaction was surprise because I was also I wouldn't have imagined myself. You know, if somebody asked me if anybody would ever cast me in this part, but I think it is the greatness of the imagination because he didn't even like do a look test or anything before he cast me. He cast me, and then we did the whole makeup and hair and costume. And then when I saw myself with the whole look, I was surprised to see how much similarity there was in the actual pictures. There aren't many pictures, but whatever couple of pictures that exist. So I was kind of blown away by the imagination itself of the filmmaker,
Because
because
we all had that imagination only.
yeah, because mostly what happens with actors is that the kind of work you've done starts defining your image in people's heads. So before this, I'd done more comedies and stuff like that. So people then only look at you that way. But for somebody to step in and have a different imagination with the actor and have the conviction that that I can work with this energy and use it in a different context. That is something that I would honestly say not many people in Bombay have, and I'm glad that I was chosen for this part by Shojit sir and the team, and they showed the faith. I think their faith was more than my own faith in the beginning, and of course, as I started working and we started workshopping and reading more and more, my own faith in myself also started to grow. Uh, but yeah, so it was I'm happy that I'm a part of the film. I'm happy somebody thought of me for this character and for this film. And of course, when I saw the film, eventually I was blown away by the film itself.
By your performance
Irrespective of the no, no, but irrespective of the fact whether I was in the film or not. So I would rather talk about the film because I shot. It's a small part in the film. Eventually, if you see the screen time, it did have a great impact because of the
But
figure
it
and
took
the
lots
weight.
of efforts, right?
It does, because it's even if you shoot for a day for a part, you want to do your best. You want to do, even if it's one scene in the film, you want to do it as honestly as possible, as your craft will allow. And we did a lot of work. We did a lot of meetings. We did a lot of discussions. I started reading a lot. I was recommended to read certain things. So I also got a sense of the person behind the persona. The persona that only exists in textbooks. It's one paragraph, two paragraph. But you realize that human beings or people are not defined by those one paragraph and two paragraphs. They are much more than that. So when you read about them in more detail or read them in more detail, because there was a lot of material that he used to write. He used to write articles under pseudonyms, under different names. He used to write letters to his friends, letters to his family, letters that he used to receive from his friends and family while he was in prison. So when you read all of that, you get a much nuanced understanding of the human being. You get, I saw a lot of sense of humor. I saw a lot of conviction. I saw a lot of passion in those letters and articles that I read, and that gave me a better understanding of the human being behind the history textbooks. And I think that was a great help. And eventually, I believe that is what came out on screen and probably had the impact that it had on people, because a lot of people come to me and say, it seems so real, but we had never imagined it like this. But when we see this being shown like this in the film, we realize, yeah, of course, this is how it must have been. This is how they must have been in daily lives. They also used to feel hungry and thirsty and wanted to have fun, or or feel frustrated, or feel disappointed, or be anxious, or so all these emotions they also had, just like any of us. But the greatness was that they could rise above all these emotions and still continue to pursue what they wanted to pursue.
And also from web series to films, there has been a great transition. And also, I'd like to ask you about the TVF matlab experience.
Yeah, so I started from theatre. I used to do a lot of ads in the beginning. My big break, so as to say, it came from that TVF show. But like I said, what happens is that when people see you like that, they have a strong impression and you worked so well and connected with so many people, then people start to see you in a similar vein. So I used to get a lot of parts that were similar to that character. But as an actor, you want to do new things, you want to try out, you want to explore, you want to show different facets of your talent and your personality. So I'm happy that there are filmmakers like Sujita who are willing to go beyond the obvious. In this case, I love all my characters. I love Chitwan as much as I love anything else. Of course, that character has given me a lot. It has in some ways changed my life as an actor. It opened up so many doors for me and so many more opportunities because popularity is the currency for an actor. You know, as much as we deny it, it does help to have people know you, to know your work, to like your work, to follow you, to connect with you, to want to get pictures clicked with you. All these things eventually add up in your
all part
acting
of the
career.
fun.
It's part of the fun. It's part of it's also it also helps. You know, because when people are putting money behind you. You know, somebody's making a film, somebody's making a show, crores of monies riding on you. So sometimes there's safety in the knowledge that okay, this guy is people follow him, people like his work, people want to see this guy on screen. People will probably come to buy tickets for this film or will click on the web series and probably watch it. So those kind of things do help you get more opportunities. So of course the TVF show was the beginning of that kind of journey. Before that I was the same actor before that. It doesn't mean that you suddenly change as an actor in 2 months. But what changes is that your perception changes, your the awareness in people about you and your work changes. Then people follow you, stalk you, they find out more about you. All of that starts to happen. So yeah, so that show is very close to my heart in that respect. I mean, we've done 3 seasons of Tripling, and hopefully we'll keep doing more and more. We're trying to do the 4th season now.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Okay. And can you please tell me that iconic dialogue, Baba, you're looking beautiful to our camera, please?
Yeah, Baba, you're beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for joining India Today. Thank you.